I don't know how many of you have seen this, but recently there's been a bunch of animal rights, climate change activists sticking themselves to floors and throwing food on all these different museum exhibits, and I find that to be absolutely hilarious.
Hallo. Wo wollen Sie kommen?
Menschen hungern, Menschen frieren, Menschen sterben. Wir sind in einer Klimakatastrophe. Und alles, wovor ihr Angst habt, sind Tomatensuppe oder Kartoffelbrei an einem Gemälde. Wisst ihr, wovor ich Angst habe? Davor, dass die Wissenschaft sagt, dass wir 2050 unsere Familien nicht werden ernähren können. Braucht es Kartoffelbrei auf einem Gemälde, damit ihr zuhört? Dieses Gemälde wird nichts mehr wert sein, wenn wir uns um Essen streiten müssen. Wann ist der Punkt erreicht, an dem ihr hinhört? Wann ist der Punkt erreicht, an dem ihr hinhört und nicht einfach so weitermacht? Are responsible for the majority of methane emissions. We want peaceful protest and non-violence, just pulling out the injustice of an industry. Milk is not suitable for human consumption. When cows are taken from their mothers, when baby calves are taken from their mothers, when mothers are forcibly impregnated. This is a peaceful protest against the company and animal rebellion that are taking direct action to pull out the dairy industry. We are non-violent.
We've done every means, other democratic means, they don't work. We've tried voting, we've tried writing petitions.
Because instead of creating a plan to where you can articulate a point about climate change, animal rights, and all these other different issues, you instead waste money on paint, food, and you want to waste money on buying a ticket for a tour, and you're throwing all those things on these museum exhibits, and you're sticking yourself to the floor thinking that's going to be the thing that gets people to say, well, you know what? Climate change is actually a problem in society. No, you weird looking idiots. It's just gonna make people laugh because you're not doing anything productive. You're just doing something that provides comedy. Speaking of which, and the thing about doing things and wanting to make change is that you actually need to have a plan, because if you're going to protest, if you're going to try to do something drastic to get people to pay attention to what you have to say, you have to be able to structure a plan, because if you don't, you'll end up doing something that makes you look stupid. Case in point, climate protesters glue their hands to the floor of a car exhibit and get upset at Volkswagen for not bringing them bowls to defecate and urinate into. Climate protesters who glued their hands to the floor of a Volkswagen exhibit in Wolfsburg, Germany, were upset that the car company refused to provide them with bowls to defecate and urinate into during their protest. Protesters with the Scientist Rebellion began the protest on Wednesday, but they didn't plan for what would happen once they needed to use the bathroom. Volkswagen told us that they supported our right to protest, but they refused our request to provide us with a bowl to urinate and defecate in a decent manner while we are glued, and have turned off the heating. People in support can't get out of the building. He went on to clarify that they were allowed to leave but would not be allowed to return if they did. We can't order our food. We must use the one provided by Volkswagen. Lights off. Random unannounced checks by security guards with bright torches. Police just came in. Among their demands was the insistence that the German government lower the speed limit from 100 per hour to 62 miles per hour. Outside the center, other protesters raised a banner after they threw red paint, apparently symbolizing blood, on the steps of the pavilion. They also vandalized the windows. One of the scientists, identified as Marta Matos, terrible name, claimed that climate change was leading to floods and storms, and that some regions of the world would probably become uninhabitable in the years to come because of global warming. The protesters were mocked and ridiculed on social media because obviously you didn't plan ahead for the situation of, I gotta take a piss. I have to shit. What am I going to do now that my hand is super glued to the floor of a damn car exhibit? And it was unclear how Grimaldo, the person tweeting, was able to tweet while his hand was glued to the floor, obviously because he had another hand. Here's the thing. I get that everybody seems to have an issue in the world, whether if it's about race, climate, weather, animal rights, gay, sex, sexuality, gender, all these different things. I understand you all got problems with something different. Here's the issue. If you're not going to plan to create a structure so that people can hear you out, you're not going to get anything done. Randomly complaining on Twitter isn't really going to get anything done. Not really thinking ahead for an idea isn't really going to get anything done. Symbolizing blood on the steps of a building isn't really going to get anything done. Vandalizing all these different windows and buildings, not going to happen. Gluing yourself to the floor, not going to happen.
First off, you said you was trying to address it to TikTok, but the way your tone and the way you had to hesitate to say TikTok means you were trying to address it to black women. Secondly, can you stop fetishizing black men? Like, I'm so tired of seeing you fucking snow roaches fetishizing black men. Like, not once in that fucking video did you say how a black man makes you feel, that you feel comfortable around a black man, or that you even remotely feel loved by a black man. But no, it was all the things that they do sexually for you. And don't even get me started on your little fucking fake black sin. Babe, I got so much more to say. Come back for part 2.
It's the fact that I've been on this fucking planet for 22 fucking years and have been called everything under the fucking sun. But never have I had someone call me a fucking porch monkey. I was just trying to sit here and bring fucking awareness to the problem that is plaguing a black community. And that is white women out here fetishizing black men. You wanna fucking sit here and call a person of color a racial slur, but you as a Mexican are a person of color. And you wanna defend white people for what? Fucking 4 years ago, white people wanted you out of this fucking country. You dead ass was sitting here and call someone a fucking racial slur for them. So on that note, I'm taking a break from TikTok. I don't know for how long, but I just don't feel comfortable posting on here for a while.
Because when people see that, when the public gets an eye on it, and you spread the message of we want to fight for this, and you want the public to see that and join with you, you're not going to get the reaction you want. Because instead of people saying, I'm going to start taking you seriously, sir or madam, they're going to look at you doing all these things and laugh. Why? Not because you're white, not because you're a woman, not because you got blue hair, pink hair, short hair, black male, none of these things. It's because you as an individual decided to do something laughable and everybody's laughing at you. I could sit here and feel bad, but I don't, because stupid people never plan ahead. And that's the moral of the story with this video. If you have a problem and if you want it solved and you want it to be something everybody joins in on, make a plan so that people can see it and take you seriously. Don't be like any of these dumbasses, because somebody like me will see that and laugh at you. Subscribe to the channel. Also, if any of you are interested, and I know I'm late to the party on this because you've seen countless reactions of other people doing it, but I know you love my sweet, sexy chocolate face and you want to see what I have to think about it. There's this video of a black dating service promoting voting to their audience, and their whole premise is if you don't vote, you can't have sex. And I'm quite interested in watching the full thing. So if you're interested in watching it with me and getting my reaction, I'm currently live streaming on Twitch. So come on and join me. And if you don't want to join, that's perfectly fine. It's all just a fun time. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm going to buy me some Elmer's glue.